That's just for the family without you. George laughed loud and sharp, echoing across the balcony. Brian clapped. Lena snorted. Margaret smiled as if ordinary. I stood near the table holding a bottle of red wine. The smoke from the grill mixed with charred meat scent. A few days ago, Amy and I returned from Colorado. It was a small cabin tucked in the surrounding woods. We hiked rocky trails and took pictures against snow mountains. We drank cheap craft beer, splitting costs evenly and quietly. I did not invite anyone else. It was for us. It was meant to be ours. Quiet days away. They called me selfish. Brian said I had changed. Margaret claimed I abandoned them completely. Their voices pressed. I ignored most of it, hoping they would calm down. The tension never left. It lingered like smoke in kitchen. 5 days later, I discovered Margaret trying to withdraw $5,000. I froze and felt a chill down my spine. I quickly blocked the card and typed "Note, pay without me." My hands shook slightly, but my mind stayed sharp. Panic spread immediately. Margaret claimed it was a mistake. George said I overreacted. Brian accused me of being dramatic. Weeks before, Lena called me selfish. Brian insisted I changed. Margaret said I was ungrateful and rude, her voice heavy. A Sunday barbecue was supposed to be a peace offering. Margaret called it just family, but the phrase sounded empty. The backyard was crowded. George manned the grill, flipping meat. Brian and his wife sipped beer and nodded at nothing. Lena lounged on the couch, scrolling her phone, ignoring everyone. I mentioned the summer vacation. George laughed. That's just for family. Their laughter cut through warm evening air. Margaret smiled harmlessly. I quietly left, leaving wine untouched in the grass, feeling exposed. 3 days later, I returned home and froze at the door. The door was ajar. My parents and Lena were inside. Margaret carried a bag full of papers and snacks. George flipped through old photo albums like a casual visitor. Lena scrolled on her phone, barely noticing anyone around. Amy stood behind me, gripping her takeout bag tighter. The tension in the room was thick. I wanted to vanish. "What are you doing here?" I asked, voice steady and firm. Margaret smiled faintly. "We needed to talk. You weren't answering." Her calmness was a mask for manipulation and hidden threat. I realized they were trying to control me financially and socially. I called Margaret's sister Annie. She had been isolated for years. She was labeled unstable and toxic, but she always cared. Annie handed me a folder. Inside were decades of evidence. Receipts, messages, emails, and financial records. They had lied repeatedly. She said quietly, "Your mother has been manipulating people for years. You're the latest target." Her voice was calm but heavy. We went through documents, hours, their lies, consistent, deliberate, and repeated. Step 1: cut all financial ties. I closed accounts. Removed them from emergency contacts. I felt the weight lift. Step 2: present evidence quietly to the family, screenshots, emails. Every detail meticulously prepared, ready to confront the truth. I sent one screenshot to the family WhatsApp group. No caption, only image of blocked balance. Immediate chaos ensued. The chat exploded. Cousins asked if it was a prank. Some wrote Jesus, others were silent, shocked, stunned by evidence. Margaret tried one last tactic. She went straight to Amy. "You poisoned him. He wasn't like this before you." Her words venomous. I ignored her. Amy said softly, "Ended all of it." They returned 2 days later. Margaret brought Brian with her. He stood on the porch, arms crossed like human barrier. "You embarrassed the family," Brian said. Margaret acted caught in middle. I barely blinked. I had no fear for the first time. "You are going now. Leave," I said calmly and firmly. They left quietly, surprised by my resolve. No pleading threats, only silence. Weeks later, an anonymous school complaint arrived. It accused me. HR and principal summoned me. I stayed calm, documenting evidence. I called Annie, immediately updating her on apartment incident. She said simply, "It's time to end this." She was right. We gathered every piece of evidence: Venmo requests, vacation photos, messages. Every pattern exposed and dated, ready for confrontation. We sent everything to the extended family group chat. One sentence at top: read before believing, see the truth. The chat erupted. Some cousins were stunned, others accused me. Margaret tried to divide us again, but she failed completely. Her last attempt failed. She couldn't manipulate us anymore. Amy remained. I contacted lawyer Clara, filing a temporary restraining order. The process was quiet, efficient, and legally airtight. I felt relief. We reported apartment trespass. Landlord changed locks, installed security cameras. Clara traced school complaint to Lena's college. Computer metadata confirmed it. The school immediately dropped the case. Relief washed over me. Amy and I took a week off. We packed and moved. The new place had sunny balcony, spacious kitchen, small reading nook. Every wall felt like freedom and possibility in our life. Annie helped us pack. She said softly, "This is your first step." Life slowly returned to normal. Students welcomed me with handmade signs, cheerful drawings, and laughter. I smiled freely for first time. Amy hung one in hallway. "Mr. A is the best." It made me laugh genuinely. Tension of months melted away. Margaret's messages ceased. She tried to blame Amy, rewrite history. But we ignored her entirely. She could not reach us. One night, sitting on balcony, Amy said, "You will be a good dad." I realized she believed in me more than anyone in the world. I finally slept peacefully. No fear, guilt, or false accusations. Just quiet, calm, real life for first time. I was Alex. That was enough. I was finally free. I walked through apartment looking at unpacked boxes, feeling quiet. Sunlight filtered through curtains, casting warm rectangles across wooden floor. We drank cheap wine, cooked simple meals, laughing at small mistakes. Past was still there but could no longer touch us. Sometimes I thought of Margaret, George, Lena, but they were distant. Apartment felt alive with small victories, quiet moments, peaceful in hours. I held Amy in kitchen, washing dishes together, laughing at bubbles. I realized this was what peace felt like, finally complete. We hung curtains and arranged bookshelves together, filling space with care. Even small plants on balcony felt alive, thriving under sunlight warmth. I cooked simple meals every day, watching Amy taste food and smile. We walked in park nearby, noticing children playing and birds singing. Sunset reflected through windows, painting golden rectangles on floor. Even the smallest moments felt extraordinary, free, unthreatened, and comforting. I smiled, often noticing details I had ignored for years before. Fear. Our apartment became a sanctuary, quiet, calm, a place of life. Amy read books in Nook while I wrote notes and organized things. We laughed over minor mistakes, cleaning unpacked boxes together at night. Every moment was ours, building peace after months of manipulation. I finally understood freedom felt like this: small, deliberate, calm moments.